Okay, you know what? You actually held the before you started. So okay.
I was waiting for you to give me a tone.
Oh,
I'm not good with
it's not about. Okay, so this exercise is not about a tone. It's about expanding and working with it. Actually, it's called the Buteyko method, which was very prevalent in England. A Russian guy, and really helps with a lot of symptoms. Just breathing, and you know they're paying £100 for this. I should bring it in.
Huh? I've thought about like doing some of those other exercises around breathing. Just never really looked into it. But you have a good.
Well, this
you
one.
have a long drive home.
Yeah, that's
Well, I know, but ideally, you're standing. Ideally, you're standing, and you're not. Yeah, I mean, look, you have your legs crossed. It's not an ideal, but you guys all did very well because when I started teaching this, and it was like people were doing 5 seconds, 7 seconds. Well, it's hard. I mean, no one.
For smokers.
Yeah. So many. I'll bring in some more information about this, not tomorrow, but the next time we meet, because it's a little bit off our path, but not really, because part of our work is qigong. Part of our work is energy, and what we're doing is we have to work with the breath. We have to work with intention. We have to work with clearing who we are before we go into a room or work all day with sick patients or people who are needing our facilitation, right? Who are needing, because the body is amazing. It'll heal on itself. We just give it the right spark plugs, right? Okay, let's just continue. We talked about the sexual activities, and what I wanted to speak about, I told you about the Chinese. They are really into it's kidney essence. So that is so big. We have kidney qi. Okay, we have kidney yin, kidney yang, and kidney essence, and the reason that they feel that is the core of our being, and if you deplete that, you don't have any more. You don't have any more. Okay, that's what you come into this world with, your kidney essence. And what?
Z and T and Chi. I still remember that.
Oh, okay. And where the kidneys are located in the back. So often, if you deplete it, you'll get lower back pain, which is obvious. Part of any type of kidney health challenge is lower back pain, and that's very simple, stupid, because the location is there, right? So lower back pain, fatigue, dizziness, sexual dysfunctions, involuntary premature ejaculation, excessive vaginal discharges, enlarged prostate in men later in their older age. So if you expand on this, then we can see that later on things do happen if there's too much excessive sex for both women or men later on in life. And the Chinese say that that's because you depleted your kidney essence. That's how much energy you have. You're born with this energy. That's your prenatal qi, your essence, okay? Pre-heaven qi. And what you eat after, or your postnatal, that's okay. But you'll never be able to replace what you're born with, right? That's what you have, okay? Okay, damage from parasites. It can damage the qi and the blood. Obviously, when you have parasitical damage or infestation, you'll have poor appetite, pain in the abdomen, abdominal distension, or emaciation. Okay, phlegm. In TCM, phlegm not only exists in the lungs and bronchi, but also can be contained and retained throughout the body, like the skin, meridians, muscles, bones, internal organs on the legs, in the head, etc. Okay, so again, remember, be mindful that when you're speaking to people, you should always preface it with, according to TCM, you've got phlegm in your meridians. You've got phlegm in your bones. Okay. Phlegm is produced from an accumulation and coagulation of our body fluids and corresponds with the lungs, spleen, and kidneys, which are the organs in charge of the water and the metabolism in our bodies. So initially phlegm is considered to be under the phlegm category. And it also can be associated with hot, cold, stagnated chi. Dampness can be transformed into phlegm. Okay, and then it can cause other types of disease. Okay, so blood stagnation we spoke about. What is blood stagnation? Very quickly. No.
Stay still.
Fixed pain.
Fixed pain.
Fixed pain. Just know it. It's locked, staying. Okay, it can be now stagnation of the blood can be or localized pain. It can be stabbing, throbbing. Okay. So with blood stasis, blood is not flowing smoothly. This will, the blood is stagnated, or blood that does not stay inside the vessels and meridians. This will impede or obstruct the flow of blood in the vessels, giving pain, bruises, rashes, bleeding. But primarily, it's fixed pain as to chi stagnation. Okay, and this is really great for you guys to know, because when someone walks into your clinic, when you ask them about pain, you ask them, well, where is the pain? Where do you feel it? Oh, it's always here. Or well, sometimes. So you know right away, okay? And then you even get further into it by saying, what meridian? You know what meridian it's on. It's okay here, it's on, or it's on the kidney meridian. It's on the, did you get hit? Because sometimes, okay. Now, I will say that often when we were doing these in clinic, there was a time when when we first started out, everything was liver chi stagnation or channel obstruction. So if you had a pain, channel obstruction. So anytime there was a pain, channel obstruction. So it's good to be a little more specific. For instance, if someone has neck pain or something, let's say they got into a car accident. So it's not to do with dampness, it's not to do with wind, it's not, basically they hurt their elbow, So when you hurt or you bump your hand, the channel gets obstructed, okay? So you just call it that. So relieve channel what?
Obstruction.
Right, okay? So channel, that's a simple one, but again, try to be more specific. But if it is channel obstruction, just like, someone hit their hand or something, well, it'll heal. It'll heal. But that's what you're relieving. That's what you're helping with. Okay? Lifestyle, well, that's pretty simple. Exercise, work, how we feel. Too much physical activity like lifting can create what? Yeah. So that's where we get into occupational hazards, right? Or occupational, what's the word? Occupational.
It is hazard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But there was okay. The
Disability.
Yeah. The lady who's always vacuuming.
Yeah, repetitive motion.
Repetitive. Yeah. RSI, repetitive strain injury. And what do you get with that? You get frozen shoulder often, or tennis elbow. Okay. Frozen shoulder, tennis elbow. So RSI, repeated strain injury. So also too much mental activity will damage what? Look at me, look at my yin tongue, that's my yin tongue, right? That's your third eye. What? Too much activity, overthinking, worry is what?
Swimming.
Good, okay. Just so you know, the yin tongue, that's your, we call it the yin tongue, that's Tai Yang, these are the names that we give. And that is to calm you down. That's a good one. To calm you down. If you give it well, you don't want to hurt a person. So it's always good also to squeeze it. But I will tell you that I have a permanent mark there. I don't know if you can see the third eye. So some people that, think, oh my God, it's opening up. But actually somebody gave me some acupuncture in the first year. And that blood, it's never healed. It's still there. Now it's a little higher than the yin tongue, if you can see it. Can you get a close-up? And
I'll put my laser on it.
oh yeah, okay. We'll see.
Let's see if
what
it
we can
improves.
do. Yeah. Although some people, are bowing it to Towing, to my yin tongue, and thinking that why is that there?
Just push that.
push those. Right? Okay. So, also be aware that acupuncture, needle-free or painless, it can be painful, right? Make sure you tell your patients. Sometimes it can radiate the different types of sensations people can have, okay? Okay. Also, talking about work and occupational hazards. If someone like construction workers, they're working outside all the time, so they're prone to dampness, okay? Also, people, for instance, in England, a lot of dampness there, right? Because geographically where they live. Okinawa, they're living until 120, 140 because they live on top of the mountain, not on the bottom, okay? So what does that tell us? That mineral water ain't that good for us, you know? It's the fresh water that doesn't get all the minerals from the mountains, etc., etc. We always thought that they were good, you know, Fiji, volcanic. I don't know, you'll have to delete because I'm saying this Fiji, I shouldn't have said that, but they're saying volcanic. So we have now learned that people that live on top of the mountain live the longest. They also massage stomach 36, Suzanne or Susanna, that point, which is I kind of call it the longevity point. So that's massaged or punctured or every day. So there's they know about Tweena, they know about the meridians, it's part of their culture, it's part of their lifestyle. Traumas and injuries, sprains and strains on muscles and ligaments, cuts, wounds, dislocation of joints, bruises, burns, laceration, and gun wounds are traumatic to the body. If not treated properly, it could cause severe bleeding, loss of body fluids, infections, unconsciousness, and even death. Animal insect bites can also be toxic, with rabies from certain animals and poisons from others. Unforeseen events like tornadoes, hurricanes, plagues, and epidemics are in this category because they would have a direct effect on our chi. So you can imagine the effect that the tsunami would have on your chi. Okay. Always wanted to be a stand-up comic. Okay. We're going to go to page 19. To chi. Talking about chi. Chi and energy. Okay. So go to the chi symbol. And we're finding out that chi is not just energy. What are the properties? What are some properties?
Food, air.
Yeah, good for you. Very good. Okay. So chi is a life force or spiritual energy for Kathy in all things. In all things. Translated as energy flow, prana, ki, different things like that. We'll get into it. Or literally as air, breath, because when we took our first breath, what happened?